Welcome to our online class again. So for this class, we're going to be making a school bag. This is going to be a very short video. So a school bag, the size it's for a primary 1 child. So the size I'm using is 14 and a half. Is the tape showing? 14 and a half by 11 and quarter. Because when I finish it, I want it to be around 10 and a half here and 13 and a half here. So this is 14 and a half by 11 and quarter. So I have 2 pieces of that, 2 pieces, the front and the back. So for the back, I've got my lining and my foam, and I've sewn it together. What's the second lining? Second lining there. So I've sewn this together. This is the foam, the leather, and the lining. I've sewn it together. So for the front, this is the foam. I'm yet to sew it, and the lining. So on the front, I want to have another small bag on it, another small one. So I'll be using the size of this my cartoon character, and this cartoon character is 10 and a half by 8 and a half. 10, you can see it, 8 and a half for the width by 10 and a half for the length. So that is what I'll be placing here. So to get where I'll place it, what I did was from this upper part, I came down by 3. You can see the 3, is it clear? The 3 that I marked there, and I got the center. I'm using chalk so that I'll be able to clean it when I'm done. So, and I got the center. So from the center, I placed this, I got the center of this cartoon character. So I just cuff the edge and the bottom. You can see just little for this one, like 1 and a half, and I cuff it. The main bag itself, you can see I cuff it. So the cuff depends on you, but for my own, I use 2 and a half by 2 and a half to cuff it. So this one is just 1 by 1. I just place this. Where is that rub? Just a little cover. I place it at the edge here to cuff it. So this one here, the center here and the center here, I place it together like this and marked it all around. So by the main bag itself is 11 and a half and quarter for the width. So that means at each side here, I'll be having like 1 and a half, 1 and a half at the sides. So I just use my chalk to mark it. It is not too visible, but I'm seeing it because that is where we'll be placing this on it. So now this, after we've gotten this, the next thing I did was to mark where I want the zipper to end. So you can see I notched these parts. You can see notching here and this other side. So this is the notching here. At the other side, this is the notching here. Just notch it a bit. So I would measure from here to here. That is where my zipper would be. And the width of the gusset, I want it to be 3 inches. So when I measure around here, I have 15 and a half. You can see it, I have 15 and a half. So I added 1 inch to it. That is 16. That is 16 and a half. So that is the one I cut here, 16. And I want the width to be 3. You can see this is 3 and quarter. So that is the one I will sew here. And for the down parts, for this down parts, when I measured it, it was 20 and a half. So I added 1 inch and it became 21 and a half. So this is a 3 by 21 and a half. You can see 21 and a half. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to sew the 2 together. I will just sew it like this. I'll sew it like this and I'll start attaching it to this one. So let me just go and sew this together. I'm not using lining on this because this my material does not have a wrong side. So that is why I'm not using lining. You can see it here. It does not have a wrong side. So if yours have a wrong side, you can do well to add lining to your own material. But mine, I will not be using lining on it. So I will go now and sew this together. So this is it now. You can see I've joined it together. So the next thing I'll be doing now, I've joined it together, is to get the center. I will not join the next one. Yes, I don't join it so that if there is excess, I can trim it off. So if there is excess, I will trim it off. So I will not join it now. What I will do is to first start sewing it to the main force itself. So I'll fold it into 2 like this, leaving the part I will join. You can see it. I've left the one for the sewing allowance there. So I will notch and get the center. Notch and get the center. And on here too, I will notch and get the center. So the next thing for me to do now is to go to my sewing machine now, and I'll place this center here on this center, and I will start sewing it all around. Before I will sew the zip to it, I want to put cord first. The cord is not compulsory. If you don't want to put it, it's not compulsory but I want the design that was sent to me. There is a cord there, so you can see my cord. You start from the bottom when you want to put a cord. Start from the bottom and you sew it all around. So this is how I'll sew it. So I've sewed the cord all around and I want to finish it up now. So to finish it up, you just put a belt or leather or lining just to cover the finishing aspects. You can see it. So I'll just take this, you can see it, and cover it up. So I've covered it. And so the next thing is to start sewing my zip. Make sure the zip is at. So this is how I'll be sewing it together. You can see it. Just make sure you are not sewing on the cord. So when you are sewing it, let me sew it down with it. You need better tape. Small tape. So this side I want to cover it up so it will be neat. So I will have a clean work there. This is the taping belt that I will use to cover it now, so that we will have a very clean work. Just to cover that edge, and we'll later burn it with lighter. So you can see what we have here. So I'll continue with my sewing. So now you can see I'm almost done with this aspect. So what I will do is this is the chalk. This is the notch where I want the zipper to reach. So you can see it remains just the ½ inch for the allowance. So this one now I will bring it over here, and now the sewing allowance, you can see there is excess. That is why you must not close everything finish. So this one now I will be trimming it off. So if your own is what you need, no need of trimming out, but there is excess in my foaming chop. So I'll be joining it together now. I'll join it together. I will tape it. Tape the edge before we now continue with the sewing. So I'll top stitch this. Okay, before you top stitch, check it if it is what you need, and this is what you need. So I will now top stitch on it now. After the top stitching, so I'll finish it up. Finished finished it up. So now the next thing I'll be doing now is to tape this all around so that it will be neatly finished. So I'll still use my taping. This is my taping belt, so I'll just tape it all around it so that it will be neat. Save it. I've sewn it. You can see I've taped the inside. It's now neat. So the next thing is to attach, is to now place it on this. But before we place it, I just attach little gum here to bend the edges. So the gum is not compulsory. You can decide to sew your own, and you can decide to just be using your hand to fold it while sewing it too. But me, I want it to be neat, so that's why I just use gum. You can see, so the gum will hold it down for me while I'm setting it on the bag. You can see, so the gum aspect is not compulsory. You can take it to your sewing machine to sew it down like this if you don't want to use gum. But just for it to be easy for me, and I don't want to have double stitch of thread on the outside, so that is why I'm using my gum. So if you don't mind having double stitch of thread, no need of sewing, no need of adding gum. Just use your sewing machine to sew it down first, and you can use your hand to be folding it. Anyone that is easy for you, but I think this is easy for me. So it is only this side that is not going, but I can use my hand to control this side. Every other place has bent. So now, this is my center. Make sure you have your center. This is my center, and this is my center for the back. So I'll be making use of this glue to hold it down. All these places are not compulsory, but just to have easy work. So I'll just drop my glue. I will just drop my glue here. Pin. So the chalk that I've marked before is what I'm following now. So that is why it is compulsory to do that mark, so that it will guide you. How many I want to stop with it?
Maybe she stop.
So when I get to this point, I will stop. I will stop and try to do this other side too. So that even if there's going to be excess, it will be on that. We'll know how to correct it underneath. Because at times when you use a material that stretches, there can be excess. So I'm just following through the mark that we've marked there. And what did I just find the way around the side. You see what we are trying to achieve. So the cord, when you put the cord, it will make it stand and bring the shape out. So now, the bottom now, I want to see if it would. So let me just trace it and put it on it. Only the cotton bud is not going to be. That's the main purpose of the video. So now you can see it. So this one has come down more than what I need there. So I will have to lose it a bit. So what I will do now is to just, I will use my glue here just to hold the center down. You can see. And once I've held the center down like this, I will trace the other ones. So just, I don't want to cut it because this is the main reason for the video. Because I don't want to cut. So you can see, since I've held that one down, every other thing will stay in place. What I'll stuff inside it. So I'll be cutting off all the threads now. So let's stuff it and see. Cut out all the threads. So if you can see, so this is it, and this is an extra bag, like another bag on it, because this can even contain exercise book. So this is it. Now I'll continue with my back, the lining and the foam. This is the main thing I want to show you. So the same way I'm going to join this front to the back is the same way I calculated this side. Is it showing? The same way I calculated this, that I divide this down, this one too, you will just notch where you want the zipper to be, and you calculate here. That one you add zip, and this one you will not add zip. So that is just the same way you are going to be joining it, because I will miss that part. This is the main purpose of this video, how you are going to attach this on it. So give me foam and lining. So now I'll be adding foam and lining for this one. So now this is the front that we made. This is the inside. This is the back of the bag. This is the handle. This is the inside of the bag. And this is the gores that will go around it. So the same way we did this, you get the center of this. Just get the center. Get the center like this, and you notch it. Get the center and notch it. Get the center and notch it. You can see it. So now the same way we join this to this. So this one that has the small zip is this one that is small. This one is will be joined to the back. So this one is to the front. So with the center here, so we just take it. You can see I joined one side, I left the other side open, same way we did that one. So you are going to just sew it all round, all round, all round. And when we get there, if there is no excess, we join it together. And if there is excess, we trim off the excess and we close it. So after we've joined the same, we join it to the back, and we are done with the bag. So let us go to join it. I will show you. Okay, so now I've joined the front, the side to the front. You can see the inside, you can see how neat it is. So the next thing now is to join the back to it, and we are done. So after I finish sewing the front, I turned it to check if the cord is showing. If I have not sewn on the cord, so you have to check it your own too. Check it and check if the sewing is. Now I will have to sew this place very well for my own. So this side, and after that I will join the back to it now. So turn it again and go and join the back like this. After joining the back, I will tape it and the bag is ready. So let's go and join it, and we'll come back and show you. So this is the end of the, this is the finished results. We have it.